Hey people, Intro here, 3v3 Faction War. This is Estia Province and Eldar versus Orks. For the blue Eldar team, Lindonin is a Warp Spider Exarch, a teleporting hero that fights in ranged combat, there he goes, with great harassing, capping and control abilities alongside. Ben, 1993, with a Farseer, a support hero that fights in melee combat, some powerful buffs and control abilities using her fleet to get to the mid quickly. And rounding off the teams is YZ, or YZ, with a Warlock, a melee spellcaster that can leap into combat, some powerful disruption and support. Red Orks, we have AssMan, also known as Hunter, with a Mekboy, another teleporting hero that fights in ranged combat, puts out some really good damage, has a bunch of versatile orky gadgets. Alongside Bruce Campbell with a Warboss, a melee hero that can walk through objects, very good offense, disruption and support from the front line. This is the Death Skulls Elite Scheme recolored red, the fancy helmet and the top knots. Kicking off, rounding off the teams is Redbeard as a Kommando knob, infiltrating hero that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style, begins in ranged combat with a twin link shooter, also using the Death Skulls Elite Scheme recolored black this time. We saw some friendly stun bomb on the Warboss there. I'm sure he's fine, I'm not sure he's not absolutely pissed about it. That's just his natural resting face. Warp Spider mixing it up, but then runs away. Orks are going to take the west side. Banshee's doing some good work against the sluggers there. And Warlock getting stuck in. I'm sure he's used his Destructor already. So what do you want here as Eldar? I think you get the Ghost Helm up. I think you get Entangling Web in Tier 2. That's Tier 2 now, right? I think it is. And loads of Shurikens. So we do see Rangers on the way for Linden. I mean, you do need to spot that Commando. Rangers on the way for Ben as well. Good special attack on the Commando there. Dire Avengers caught in a bad place by a bunch of Daka and some pissed off sluggers. But here comes the cavalry. This could be a nice retreat actually for the Eldar. They've got Banshees and potential grenades in retreat path. That's a good Destructor too. It might set up a kill. Banshees can't quite manage it. Grenades go in, but they're going to miss. In fact, they're going to do some friendly fire. They killed a Banshee. Stun bomb on the Warlock, and he's taking tons of damage now. Commando's got a decent amount of XP already, as does the mech. Warp Spider already has improved warp generator for the group teleport. So we might see some Banshees in the back lines for some nasty flanks. We have an aspect here for YZ. Painboy up for Redbeard. Nothing up yet for Bruce Campbell other than the double shooters. And more Rangers for YZ. I really think the Guardian Weapon team should have been up a little bit earlier. We'll see how they do though. Can do a lot of stuff with Rangers, of course. Kinetic pulses and hollow fields. Warboss is a big threat to these Banshees early on because of his stomp, setting up kills for sluggers and stuff. We have Knob Leaders on the Shooter Boys for Bruce Campbell, which will also grant detection against sneaky Eldar shenanigans. Rangers are going to get charged. Warboss with Now I'm Angry from the Angry Bits. Smack. Don't think he's going to kill one though. Hit two different models. They should be okay. 432 to 482. This is an infiltrated Painboy from Hide the Boys. Seen a lot of 2v2 fights in the mid. Ideally, as Eldar, you'd play kind of wide. Spread your army out. Try to envelop the enemy, which you can do on this map. There is plenty of room on the east side. You can't do it on all 3v3 maps. But it's also much easier said than done. When there's two Orc players rampaging through the middle, you kind of want to try and stop them there and then. West side, Dire Avengers get a decap and run away, but I think they would be well advised to try and put some pressure on the eastern edges with webways and hitting the power and then getting on the VP kind of thing. You might lose some ground in the mid, because Ben could manage it quite well with the Mind Warp and just backing off. You see the Orcs here. You see the shooters taking some shots and then backing away. That's creating space. The Banshees need to cover more ground, as does the Farseer. Create as much space as you can between yourself and any enemy melee units. Sluggers with burners here. And I think they have enough Daka to get rid of the Eldar. Dire Avengers just wiped out there. Those were YZ's Dire Avengers. In fact, these guys might also go down. Yes, they do. That was a bad fight for YZ. Bruce Campbell says they're bleeding hard. Yes, they are. Not just bleeding, wiping squads outright. So now YZ needs to... I think those guys had aspects as well. They need to spend power to rebuild their army, which might give the tech advantage to the Orks. Lindonin does get a guardian weapon team up, and looks like Lindonin dropped some Dire Avengers, I think, as well, maybe. I think so. Daka on the power. Banshees have to try and go in, but that's a lot. That's a lot of Orky bullets. Are they going to get away here even? I don't think they are, you know. Don't think they are, and they don't. Maybe just kind of show your face and go back in, try to distract them from the power, but they went in a little bit too deep. Warboss might go down. No, saved. A clutch aiming. What's that from the shooter boys? Down goes the... Is that the mech? That's the mech gone down. Twitching on the ground there. Banshees do get in. Some friendly fire from grenades again from the Eldar. They stopped most of the power bash. Only the node went down, I believe. Yeah. I don't think anything was repurchased there. 350 to 482. Double tap for the Orks. And they had a pretty effective tier 1. They even decapped over here, look. And they have the contested power. They're stealing the contested power on the eastern edge too. They've had this VP for most of it. Shuriken up here for Lindonin. I think it's a bad place for it though. I think you want it on this side. So you can't get flanked quite as easily from the middle. We'll see how it goes. We do have the Ghost Helm up for the Farseer. Guide on the Rangers there, increasing their range and their damage by 30%. Tier 2 for the Orks. They do tech up first, and then they're going to be facing Weird Boys and Death Dreads and War Trucks. Yeah, kind of surprised only one Guardian Weapon team. Was kind of hoping for a bunch of them so that we'd see Storm Boys. Games always get at least twice as fun, I think, when Storm Boys are kind of jumping around and falling over and trying to murder things. Lots of fighting in the mid here. Eldar are kind of getting drawn into it in tier 1, but here we see trying to spread their legs a bit. Are having to defend power actually. Generator got burned down, but the Banshees are on them. Shooters will get away okay. That was a good little passage of play by Redbeard. Took down the gen. Didn't lose too much. Grenades goes in though. Now can the Eldar pounce on the enemy power and the enemy VP use their mobility here? I guess they want to help out Lindonin on the west side. There's cracked shot from the Warp Spider's Global Bar, increasing damage and I think range as well. And with improved targeters, it's doing tons of damage as you can see. Quite nasty. Heavy gauge, Death Spinner. I don't think we've seen it used yet. Well, I haven't noticed it. Oh, Banshee's in trouble again. It's been tough for the Banshees and down they go. Those were Ben's Banshees. Lindonin has replaced the Banshees they lost. 315 to 453. Yeah, I think the Eldar should have pounced on the enemy's side of the map a little bit more effectively there. Or a little bit more aggressively. Obviously, Ben wanted to help defend the power here. There's Mind War on the shooters. But maybe YZ could have at least got a decap on the VP. These are Lindonin's Rangers. They don't have their Pathfinder gear. Did the others all have it? Yeah, they do. Weird Boy up for Redbeard. Bad news for enemy Guardian Weapon teams. I think when he uses the Foot of Gork, which he doesn't have yet, I don't think you can escape it with a setup team. If it's like positioned slightly behind them, by the time they get their weapon up, rotate and start moving, the Foot of Gork, you know, still hits you. And that's if you notice it immediately. And that's even with shurikens that can turn and move a little bit faster. Weird Boy on the way now for AssMan. Bruce Campbell still doesn't have another unit up. Did they got a bunch of Warboss stuff. That's why Power Claw, spiky armor, so it's really dangerous for Banshees to fight him now. Even more so. And of course, Angry Bits charging on through, puts Hard Boys on himself. With the health regen, it's some good synergy. Get health regen from the Angry Bits. Now I'm angry. Weird Boy throws out the zap. Banshees run away, but it's going to jump to the Shuriken. There it is. Kill the model too. Can they kill the Warboss? They can. A little bit sloppy from Bruce Campbell. Here we see some Wraith Guard from Ben. Can make a massive difference if, of course, you can keep the melee off them. Good destructor there from the Warlock. Leaps on into. Has the warp throw. Can use that defensively, of course, to just toss things away from your backline or your allies' backline. Shuriken. Again, I think it should be closer to this western edge. Give it the best chance possible of suppressing stuff early. Weird Boy with the warp head, which does give it the foot of Gork. Not a whole lot they can do about that. Hard to get Banshees in on him with all the Daka and stuff, or Tark up for YZ. Farseer flees. Dire Avengers getting their Exarch. Farseer isn't in retreat. She's just going super fast with her fleet of foot. Webway taken out. Strange place to put a Webway gate, actually. Uh-oh. Kommando has his special shooter. Might go down here. Does get the high explosive shells, though, and that's just worth it. Even if he dies, that was worth it. Just super fun ability to use. Weird Boy doing some good work, of course. Wraithguard. Oh, couldn't quite get a shot in there on the shooters. Lindonin asking for some victory points, please. We have an Autark here for Lindonin. There's the foot of Gork. Man, it still hit those guys. See, the graphic isn't a great indication of where it's actually going to hit. It's actually got a massive area. I think it does friendly fire. There's the Warp Vomit. An amazing ability for the Weird Boy. It doesn't actually affect friendly units either. So you can wait for a big melee fight and then throw that in there. And basically win the melee fight at that point. Tier 3 for Redbeard. Not looking good for the Eldar. Autark jumping on in. Gets on the Weird Boy, doing some really good damage there with her spear, you know. Kind of wasted the special attack there. Jumping after him, but there's looters and she can't jump again. So has to flee. Oh, Storm Boys, awesome. From Bruce Campbell with their Knob Leader already, so they stun on landing. Those guys there to put pressure quickly on the Wraithguard. Warboss has been a menace. The Power Claw should, one-shot a lot of this Eldar infantry. It's like bigger than their entire bodies, that Power Claw. Guardian Weapon Team have the shield behind them. Banshees in the back line. Getting some retreating sluggers, but they haven't really been able to get on this power at all, I don't think. Wraithguard will make short work of it if they can get on it. Banshees are going to have a little go. Don't think they're going to get a huge amount done because the HQ is right there. We'll see. Was that heavy gauge? That might have been heavy gauge filament. Messing up the Warboss there. 208 to 429. All of the Orks momentarily in tier 3. There's a Psychic Storm from the Farseer. She floats around all fancy-like while it's going off. Messed up those shooters, that's for sure. But you want to get more than one unit in it if you can. Not sure what the cooldown is. What is the cooldown? Does it tell me? Nope. At a glance, there, it didn't tell me. Sure, it tells you on the ability itself. Slug is using Swampum to get away. Kicking off on the west side. Can Lindonin hold it? Here we go. I mean, there was a little delay there before they retreated, a second or so. But they were not even close to getting away from the foot of Gork. And down they go, followed up by sluggers. In a rough time. No sign of the entangling web, eh? We need to buy a back red, says Bruce Campbell. Oh, talking about the Kommando that's still down over here. Webway up in the mid. And that might be a Farseer Webway. Yeah. Which means they can infiltrate off it. Storm Boys find the Wraithguard, supported by the Pain Boy too. And he's got his stronger Git Source. Wasn't that nerfed? I think it was nerfed. Quite hard. Now, I'm not sure if it's in the tooltip there. 208 to 390. Either that or it's set to be nerfed. But it does give pretty insane health regen. Or it used to. Autark jumping in, buffing all this stuff. Orc Spider gets into some melee with the sluggers, then teleports away. He knew a little bit better than that. Rangers getting shots in. How effective have these Rangers do we think? Been, rather. You know, English words. Use them correctly, Indrid. Warboss almost level 3. Running into a lot of trouble here, though. We do have Dark Reapers up for YZ. Where's the Warlock? Right in the middle there. Should get revived, I think. Warboss causing so much trouble with Ard Boys up. Oh, looted tank. Wraithguard getting some decent shots on. 183 to 390. Eldar have a lot of VPs to make up here. Warp Spider almost went down. Eldar trying to get back onto this west side. Wraith Guard getting shots in on the tank. Did some good work. Now they're bashing power. Some easy XP, some easy red. Tier 3 for Ben. Could maybe get some Seer Council up and put some pressure on the back lines with their sheer speed. Pretty aggressive unit, the Seer Council, with their leap into combat and stuff. Sluggers doing huge amounts of work here for AssMan. They're going to take out those Wraith Guard, you know. Yep, those were Lindonin's Wraith Guard, and Lindonin goes tier 3. Is it time enough to make a difference though? Earlier amount of time until we start seeing knobs and stuff. Psychic Storm, it's a pretty good one. Wraith Guard getting messed up though, and double Sluggers there repairing. Banshees just can't stand against that Daka. There's too many Orky bullets for their little faces. Here comes a Fire Prism for Ben. That could make a big difference. Knocking over big blobs of infantry like this. If it can stay clear of the tank and the Weird Boy shots and stuff. They could get a couple of Fire Prisms. I wonder if Lindonin's going to try and get a D-cannon though on this west side. And they're getting on the power. They're not wasting any time. I think Eldar could have maybe done that a little bit better. Like pushing the pace every time they force the Orks off, push the pace a little bit faster to get onto the natural VP and the power. It's been tough though. The Orks have just been back right in their face almost immediately, it feels like. Now they're trying to roast the Warp Spider here. Full power bash. That might be the nail in the coffin right there. Because there's a Knob Squad on the field from Bruce Campbell. Get in there, you jammers. We know how well the Warboss can support a Knob Squad. Level 3 now this guy, the Mekboy. Oh, he's got Mega Rumbler. Also level 3. And Commander level 2 with Kaboom. And the Sneaky Infiltration Kit. And that Orky Shotgun, of course. Look at that. Autark runs the hell away. And it is a D-cannon coming up for Lindonin here. Orks just powering through onto the VP. Weird Boy knocked over, I think, by the Fire Prism. Here comes the Knob Squad. Tier 3 elite melee infantry. They're going to go toe-to-toe with anything in the game. Really expensive to fully upgrade, but insanely powerful when they are. We see Mina and Greener on the way now. Autark jumping on stuff. Uh-oh. Knob Squad in retreat path. Oh, Fire Prism might have saved her. I think it saved her there. Needs to, yeah, keep moving though. Knob Squad, I think one swing each from those hammers and the Fire Prism would be down. Sometimes it just feels like paper. 500 hit points at level 1. 77 to 390. Farseer, no weapon for her yet. Oh, there's a Rocks. Oh, that's a pretty good Rocks as well. I think that was Redbeard. Really good Rocks there. Yeah, no weapon for the Farseer. It would be nice to see her get like a full-on ranged weapon maybe. Perhaps that'd be too powerful for a hero with that much support to not have to risk themselves to do damage. Although the Apothecary gets a ranged weapon. Maybe one of her weapons gives her a decent ranged attack. I'm not sure actually. Oh, Mind Warp helps to take down the Knob Leader there. Warp Throat. Eldar not giving up. 53 to 390. But Orks are getting on base now and doing a Rocks in base. Lindonin's down to 2 units. Rocks didn't achieve the whole lot. Just going to get these shooters killed, I think. Yep. Oh, there's a Mega Rumbler. It's going to stun everything. And the tank is there. The tank is so low. I think the Wraith Guard's going to finish it. Yeah, one volley will do it. There we go. Just one shot, actually. Warp Spider needs to teleport in and tie these guys up. There he goes. And something needs to get on the VP right now. Here comes the Autark. Oh, the Warp Spider's going for it. That could be a mistake. Because now the looters can fire. Autark almost died on that burst. Grenades go in and they do force them off there. Down to 10 VPs though. There's the 1-to-1. They've stopped the 2-to-1. Level 4 Warboss charging on in. Here comes that Nob squad again too. Now fully upgraded with their Nob leader too. Fire Prism for YZ. Another Nob squad on the way. It's the third one on the field now for Redbeard. But a third one in total. And some commandos for AssMan. 2-to-1 for the Eldar. I don't think there's a way they can hold on here. Is this the Warlock? It's the Farseer trying to take a look at the VP, but he's going to run into this Nob squad. She's getting wrecked, as you may expect. Some heavy melee headbutts. She's now got the time field from Armor of the Asuryan. Goes down though. She can use the Gravity Blade to do some good work against Nobs in late game. But I don't think Ben had the resources for that kind of purchase. Now we do have Entangling Web now for Lindonin. Level 5 Warp Spider. He's leveled up quite well, hasn't he? 9 VPs to 381. Orks are taking back the west side. And they continue to put pressure on here. Fire Prism being chased by a Warboss the long way around. And there's the game. 2-to-1 cap is going to clinch it for the Orks. Frantic fighting. Suits the Orks quite well, I think. Warp Spider Exarch got level 5. We had a level 3 Eldar Farseer with a fancy glowing sword. It wasn't even upgraded and it's still glowy and fancy. Warlock level 3. Oh, it was a Seer Council on the end on the way from Lindonin. Mekboy got level 3. Very nearly level 4. So often you see commanders like a pixel away from leveling up. Warboss level 4 did a lot of good work for Bruce Campbell. And a level 3 Commando for Redbeard. Thank you for watching, guys. Big thanks to these players for fighting these faction wars at these events. And of course Impregnable for organising such things. Hope you appreciate their work and their time. I'll see you next time.